You very much and very good morning to all the participants. On behalf of Indian Pharmacy Graduate Association, I welcome all the professionals from different field of pharmaceutical profession, members of IPGA of various state branches. The key speaker of the day, Shri Ranjit Barshikar ji, who is the CEO, QBD International, United Nations Advisor, Geneva. My friend, Mr. Koteshwar Rao from South Zone. The moderator of the webinar, Dr. Arun Garg. The coordinators, Dr. Rajshekhar, Dr. Nishit, Dr. Jayabalan, and all other fellow pharmacists. At the outset, my congratulations to each and everyone. And Sunday morning, my thanks to all of you that you have spared your valuable time for attending this an important webinar being organized by IPGA. The topic of this webinar is artificial intelligence, its application in pharmaceutical industry. Now we have seen that India is the pharmacy of the world. From our country, we are exporting huge number of generic medicines and other formulations to the entire world. India is the third largest in terms of volume and 14th largest in terms of various in terms of value. By 2024, India will be 65 billion US dollar, and by 2030, that is our vision, it should be 120 to 130 US billion dollar pharmaceutical industry. Industry is growing, but issues is how to go for it, how to expand it, how to make it very strong. So role of artificial intelligence, either in the field of research and development, in the field of drug discovery, in the field of diagnostics, in the field of disease prevention, in epidemic predictions, in remote monitoring, in manufacturing, in marketing, in clinical trials, in detection of counterfeiting of drugs, and rare disease identification, etc. That is the need of the hour. The father of the artificial intelligence, Shri John McCarthy, he developed this artificial intelligence science, which is a science and engineering of making intelligent machines. The goals of the artificial intelligence system is to develop systematic capable of complex problems in ways similar to human logic and reasoning. The speaker of the day, our Mr. Ranjit ji, he will be deliberating in his presentation on the various issues of importance of artificial intelligence, but there are some of the cons also. Pros and cons are always there. We will be discussing after his presentation that some people say it may lead to unemployment. Some says that there is no match to the human brain knowledge. There is no improvement with the experience, and of course the high cost. Some of the issues are there, concerned issues, which sometimes thinks that how artificial intelligence is going to help and how the artificial intelligence is going to be negative. However, we are in the now VUCA world, YUCA. Entire world is working for that. Y stands for volatile, U stands for uncertain, C stands for complexity, and A stands for ambiguity. But we can live in this VUCA world by creating volatility with vision, meet uncertainty with understanding, react to complexity with clarity, and find ambiguity with agility. With these remarks, I welcome you all. And again, today is an auspicious day. Let us also salute to our Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Today is his 125th birth anniversary. So we salute Netaji also. And I welcome all the participants to this webinar. And let us see at the end of this presentation, if any questions are there related to artificial intelligence, we are most welcome. And you can post your question in this post box. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Before handing over to Dr. Arun Garji and the speaker of the day. I request Dr. Rajashekar Punnur, Joint Secretary, IPGA Telangana branch, to give introduction about today's speaker, Sri Ranjit Barshikar, sir. Over to Rajashekar. Dr. Rajashekar.
His audio is off.
Dr. Rajshekar, please unmute yourself and.
Yes, sir. Yes. Sir.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. It's more than a privilege, with due respect and blessings of Almighty, and due respect to all the elders there, Dr. Atul Nasaji, National President IPGA, Dr. Arun Gargji, National Secretary IPGA, Shri G. Koteshwarao-ji, IPGA TS Telangana State President, as well as Coordinator for South Zone. I, Dr. P. Rajshekar, find it very like a privilege that I'm being blessed to give the introduction about the keynote speaker there. So I'm here to introduce our speaker of today, Mr. Ranjit Barshikar ji. So CEO QBD International. So he has more than 6 decades of experience and a rich and varied experience in the pharma industry, especially in quality management, research and development, manufacturing, regulatory, US FDA, EU and WHO norms, and etc. And he's having several awards, and I'll be taking a few minutes to regard what major awards he has achieved. So he's been given a Quality Champion Gold Topmost Quality Award by Government of India, Quality Council of India, and he has a Lifetime Achievement Award by International UNICEF Council, United States. And then he has a 100 Most Impactful Healthcare Leaders Global Award by World Health Congress, and he is also a Pharma Ratna awarded by largest NGO, Rabdi Meher. In addition to that, he has several other major awards. Currently, he is a CEO and CEO QBD International, Quality by Design, and current Good Manufacturing Process Consulting in Biopharma and Pharma. And he is also an advisor in Geneva, United Nations, member of editorial board of Journal of Generic Medicines, England, and he is an expert on quality by design, data integrity, CAPA, quality culture, and various other CGMP subjects. Expert authors of formulation and API facilities and CRO, etc. He also worked as quality expert with World Bank, Washington, USA. He worked with Saudi Arabia FDA for generating the regulations and training SFDA inspectors on behalf of World Bank. So he has traveled globally to more than 70 countries and delivered 502 presentations in conferences as chairman or keynote speaker, and organized by ISP FDA, Marcus events, IQPC, IPC, CBI, WHO, ISO, UNOPS, Government of India, CPHI, FDA of Gujarat, Maharashtra, FDA, AP, FDA, Karnataka, etc. It's an inexhaustible list, we can say. So he has addressed several webinars till date. In the last 16 months, during the COVID also, he's not taking any rest. He's active all the time and aggressively participating in various events and training the young minds. So he has several articles and interviews in various national and international journals. And he was nominated as an IP expert Geneva for new ICH expert working group Geneva on CTD QoS. And he also served as a member of IPA, IDMA, ISPE, Gujarat Council of Biotechnology, etc. He also worked as a faculty member of OPPI, IDMA, ISO workshops, and was member of GMP committee for API by DCGI, Government of India. So he's also a member of advisory committee in quality expert at SPKM DNCP College, Mumbai. And he's an advisory committee member at DY Patil University Pharmacy College, Telegaon and Neural branches. And then you have mentor. He's a mentor of Geetanjali University, Udaipur, and he's a student chapter of International Society of Pharma Economics and Outcomes Research. So he worked for several major companies to be listed. The major companies he worked with are Pfizer, Sun Pharma, Leica Labs, and he also worked in Cancer Research Institute of Mumbai. And he has been like a quality head and a vice president. And he's a most impactful healthcare global leader. And he's a quality advisor for United Nations MPP Geneva. And Dr. Ranjit Barshikar ji, a pharma veteran, was recently conferred with the Quality Champion Gold Award by Quality Council of India, which is a joint venture of Government of India and Indian industries. So this award is given to as a recognition of Dr. Barshikar ji as an outstanding professional in achieving and due to his commitments and contributions in improving quality in pharma industry. So currently, Dr. Barshikar ji is a United Nations MPP Geneva advisor, and he is a CEO of QBD International, Quality by Design, CGMP Consulting, and member of editorial board of Generic Medicines, England. He's an expert on quality by design, data integrity, CAPA, quality culture, and various other CGMP subjects. He has worked with several pharma organizations, which I mentioned earlier, and he extends his knowledge to all the young minds, and he always answers the need of the arts. And he was nominated as an IP expert Geneva for the new ICH expert working group Geneva on CTD and QAS. So with due respect and I welcome Dr. Barshikar ji to take over the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Rajshekar. Now I am handing over the session to Dr. Arun Garji, moderator of the session, followed by the keynote address by the speaker. Dr. Arun sir.
अरुण जी अनम्यूट करिए अपने आप को.
Okay. Good morning to all of you and welcome to all the delegates. I especially welcome Dr. G. Koteshwar Rao, Atul Nasa ji, our speaker Ranjit Banishkar, Professor Jay Balan, all members of Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, and Andhra Pradesh, and all other members of IPGA. And this is going to be a really good program. I'm not taking much time and requesting Mr. Ranjit to deliver his address.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Arunji. Thank you very much, Dr. Atul Nasaji, the President, National President of IPGA. Dr. Arun Gargji, a Secretary National level of IPGA. Dr. Koteshwar Raoji, Dr. Jaywalanji, and all other my friends and the participants. It's really my great pleasure to be with you. And this is the second time this whole program is getting organized by Dr. Koteshwar Rao. So I thank you very much, Dr. Koteshwar Rao, for inviting me for this very elite organization and the great participants. I'm seeing several names and so many are highly educated in this participants list. And it's really great pleasure to be amongst all of you today to discuss such an important subject of today and tomorrow and in future about the artificial intelligence. My friends, we have been experiencing ourselves about the artificial intelligence in our day-to-day life without knowing it is existing, without knowing we are implementing it, without realizing about it. You see, for example, the smartphones. It has several applications, GPS system, several other activities on the mobile phones. We are day-to-day life, we are using television sets. which are also smart television sets, where we see Amazon Prime Video, then we see Netflix and several other sites which are having various programs. So day to day, we are all handling this artificial intelligence in some or the other form. And this itself is a good awareness amongst the people, and not only educated fraternity, but deep villages people are also handling these kind of smart mobiles and televisions. And this is helping us a lot to move forward in every industry. So if you see from that perspective, how this industry has come up with the development of so many such things and what are its applications. So I would like to discuss with you about the focus mainly on pharmaceutical manufacturing, pharmaceutical quality, pharmaceutical supply chain, pharmaceutical R&D, etc. This particular subject is going to carry a high importance as we go ahead, and in another 10 years you will see whole world is completely revolutionized with the help of automations, with the help of artificial intelligence applications all around in our daily walks of life. So from that perspective, before I actually proceed this, I would like to have some disclaimer that certain portions of my presentations are copyright, and my request to all of you to not to copy it without the due permission. This, I was talking to you a few seconds ago on Industry 4.0, and I'm sure all of you are aware what is Industry 4.0, which has almost history of around 180 years back, and where first revolution started in mechanization, and second was with mass production assembly line, electricity provided with that. Third was sometime about 50 years ago, where computer and automation activity started in the industry. And now, since last almost say 2 decades, we are into the cyber physical system, where we are talking of the complete various software applications from automation perspectives, which are AI and other applications like robotic arms. And this kind of Industry 4.0 has been thought by ISPE, which is one of the renowned institute world over and doing excellent job for the pharma industry people worldwide. Is they are now using this thought process and suggesting several opportunities from the perspective of the pharmaceutical industry as Pharma 4.0, which is strong recommendation by ISPE, keeping in mind the resources for digitalization, the organization and the processes of the organization, information system where IT definitely comes in, and the culture of the organization and the communication and decision making process as a part of digital maturity, my friends. And this is where we are now heading in time to come. Today, when we talk of Pharma 4.0, we are talking of automation. We are talking of end-to-end vertical or horizontal integration of all the processes and monitoring the activity. We are considering and now started implementing is predictable quality, quality predictive controls. And this reference also I'm going to discuss subsequently with you. And obviously, when we talk of Pharma 4.0, we are also talking about quality 4.0, GMP 4.0, validation 4.0, and obviously, of course, workforce 4.0. And by sharing the knowledge of the current requirement and current thought process of the regulatory agencies worldwide. And therefore, Pharma 4 has given and is giving a very good opportunity to the pharma industry to have a more accurate activity, more quick decision-making process, and have a speed in developing the products, which is a need of the hour worldwide. So if you look from that perspective, Pharma 4.0 is nothing but complete prediction of what is going to be wrong and when and how to avoid these errors in our development, in our manufacturing, in our testing, in our monitoring the activity in the supply chain itself. So complete predictive analysis is being handled under the concept of Pharma 4.0. So it is going to include the newer technological activities from the perspective of automations, from the perspective of the minimum human intervention in key areas. Keep in mind, key areas we are talking of. And here, when we talk of Pharma 4.0, lot of things have come up in last decade is advanced robotics, IoTs, AR, VR, big data, cloud computing, system integration, and in addition, we cannot forget the importance of cyber security. So a whole activity of predictive analysis is based on the completely connected plant with the data connection from all the departments, all the activities at the site, which is synchronizing the digital and physical system to improve the quality and production, where we achieve the reduction in variabilities and real-time release we are aiming at, where we are going to have also subsequently the continuous manufacturing. Someday, if I get this opportunity again, I would like to discuss with such an excellent audience about continuous manufacturing, how and what is to be handled and how to implement it and why it is a need of the hour. So here also in Pharma 4.0, reliability plays a major role with an increase in equipment effectiveness to increase the productivity in the organization and to save the energy cost of the organization. So, as I mentioned, Pharma 4.0 is of predictive quality, quality in development, quality in technology transfer, quality in manufacturing, quality in monitoring, quality in testing, quality in supply chain, all over. We are talking of these big data 3D collection and of the complete information extracted from different sources, which is getting generated by various data coming from ERP, LIMS, MES, kappa, SCADA, deviation systems, etc., at the plant level. And also, we have a data which is also stored for life cycle management from the complaint perspective to have a history of that for the investigation purpose. So we are talking of end-to-end integration and overall data collection as a part of Pharma 4.0. So how this AI is going to help us? But before that, quickly let us understand a simple definition of artificial intelligence, which is a simulation of human intelligence by machine. Of course, it is because of speed, the whole Pharma 4 is around, and the concept of Pharma 4 depends on the speed of the operations, which we are going to achieve while starting implementation. Earlier days, if you remember initially what kind of mobile phones we used to have. Before mobile phones, we used to have a landlines, then dial the landline, then it came keyboard on the dialing the landline. Then we went into beginning of the mobile, and that also has completely revolutionized today with the help of the artificial intelligence and other applications. So we have seen this tremendous change and we have appreciated it. So today in India, there are almost 70-75% people have a smartphones now. Look at the changes happening and how people are accepting the change because of speed, because of clarity of communication. So artificial intelligence is to solve the problem, to act rationally, and as I mentioned, to simulate the human intelligence, act like humans who are generating this software, which includes the computer vision, deep learning, machine learning, language processing, the speech and supervised and unsupervised learning, etc., etc. So we'll see more as we go along the presentation. So it is mainly about whatever data we have in our operations. So which we create the data, which update the data, sharing the data, connecting the data, analyzing the data, extracting the right information whenever you need for further steps or for the investigation purpose. Secure the data, store the data, use cloud computing for that. And where the algorithms, machine learning, deep learning is helping us because of these algorithm as well, which is a not only input, but using this input to transform the information or the issues to have a right output. So which is a key thing while handling the artificial intelligence. So why in pharma? Because in pharma industry, there are several pain points. In our pharma industry, there are several pain points, my friend. But here I am talking on the not only GMP perspective, but in addition to that, from commercial perspective, the costing is an issue in pharma industry. And there are always the pressures coming in to reduce the costs. Lower revenues, heavy competitions. There are delayed launches because of R&Ds, several experiments get failed, and out of 100 experiments, few experiments succeed, few molecules succeed, and so things get delayed in R&D as well. And also we have, because of improper, maybe non-robust processes or maybe improper checks online in manufacturing, we have several product recalls. So all these are severe pain points in industry suffering heavy costing on that. So we are looking at artificial intelligence for more efficient automated processes, data-driven decisions, scientific decisions, and predictive analytical tools. Again, I am emphasizing here predictable quality, which is a key gain of artificial intelligence for improved process monitoring, monitoring online, inline, offline. more accurate design space when you design the product at R&D level by quality by design. So where we talk in quality by design, every critical process parameter, critical quality attributes, we need to have a design space to have a generate the rather robust development process. Ease of operations, user-friendly processes, more accurate diagnosis of failures, personalized medicines, all these are going to help us for timely launch and cost savings all over the organization, which is the main reason for going into this kind of operations. Government of India, what they have done in 2018, they have issued some document which is called National Strategy for Artificial Intelligence, AI for All, and which is a very good document. If you go through it, my request to all of you, please Google search for this document. Everything will be available, all the details. It's a nice paper. What US FDA says. Now let's look at what regulatory agencies are thinking on this. In 2019, that time FDA Commissioner, Dr. Gottlieb, had mentioned that artificial intelligence and machine learning have the potential to fundamentally transform the healthcare system. The technology and science, we can expect to see earlier disease detection, more accurate diagnosis, more targeted therapies, significant improvements in personalized medicine. And this was what initially Dr. Rao as well as Dr. Atul Nasa also mentioned about this kind of diagnosis, and that was reflected by FDA Commissioner during his presentation in 2 years ago. US FDA has published a document. Look at this document as well, my friends. It is a proposed document, regulatory framework for modifications to the AI and ML based on the software, and how this software is known as software as medical device. Software as medical device, my friend. Keep these things in mind. It is SMD, S small a MD. Software as a medical device, SAMD, okay, which involves AI, ML, problem solving activities through data mining, algorithm, automation, neural network. I'm going to show you some of these things subsequently and discuss with you how this is helping the whole industry in today's time for a successful achieving the various goals the industry has. So please go through this document. It's very elaborately discussed by US FDA. From that perspective, from digitalization perspective, I have just brought here the comparison of certain things by ICH guideline, US FDA, European guidelines, what they are talking of, and how they have developed the things from the perspective of the implementation of digitalization. So in 2018, based on ISP paper, the PQO system of the pharmaceutical industry, and the digitalization was introduced by ICH. In 2 years ago, the revision guidelines for the clinical studies, technologies, and different tools of digital studies which are to be used by the industry. US FDA has been talking on this for almost 8 years now, right from emerging technology program till 2020 on digital health. And European guideline also has been talking since last 3 years, and now talking of a regulatory compliance from that perspective, the direct data capture process. So overall, if you see the potential use of AI in the healthcare, and this particular slide I am just displaying to you, the healthcare is from the doctor's perspective, from the patient's perspective, and the hospital perspective, how it is going to help. And there are so many opportunities which are being used today, my friends. And these opportunities are already in use, right from early detection of the problems to the patients, diagnosis, accurate diagnosis, right the decision making process with the help of AI, advise the right treatment, and the life care of the patient, and through their investigations in the development process and using it for the training purpose as well. So these AI and robotics are already in use for these healthcare activities. So if you see this, Abbott has recently introduced 6 months, 7 months ago, a AI powered coronary imaging technology. And they launched this first in Europe. This imaging software platform, it leverages optical coherence tomography. This is in technical doctors' terms, or the hospital, doctors, they call it as OCT. This software helps doctor to view inside the artery of the human or the blood vessels. They can see it very clearly and detect the severity of the blockages there. Measure the vessel diameter, measure the blockages diameter, and then take the right decisions what to do with these particular issues. And it is helping a tremendously lot to the patients and to the doctors as well during operation. One of my relatives was operated a year ago in Mumbai's Lilavati hospital. And the problem the friend had was with the eyesight. The left eye was perfectly moving like a normal in all the directions, whereas the right eye, he was not able to move the pupil in any direction, only straight looking. Nothing was able to move, and he was having constantly headache. So he was admitted to the hospital, and then doctors, after studying his health and doing different tests, they came to a conclusion there are several blockages in his brain supplying blood to the eye, and which has resulted into this. And they said that we should operate in another 8 to 10 days and the things will be fine. The doctor was highly confident, and he showed how the operation will take place. And with the help of AI and this software technology and robotics, complete robotic operation, whole thing, all the blockages were completely suppressed, and they put one small unit to remove these blockages in the blood supply there to the brain, to the eye, and removed the blockages successfully. And now year has passed, and that person is checked every quarter by the doctor so far, and now he said that he is perfectly okay, no problem, all the problem is resolved because of this kind of software, AI and robotics operation. So it's a great boon to our industry, to the hospital business, to the patients, such a high level technology implementation. Let's see this video, what Google has to say.
Last year at Google I/O, we announced Google AI. It's a collection of our teams and efforts to bring the benefits of AI to everyone. And we want this to work globally, so we are opening AI centers around the world. AI is going to impact many, many fields. And I want to give you a couple of examples today. Healthcare is one of the most important fields AI is going to transform. Last year, we announced our work on diabetic retinopathy, which is a leading cause of blindness, and we use deep learning to help doctors diagnose it earlier. And we've been running field trials since then at Aravind and Sankara hospitals in India, and the field trials are going really well. We are bringing expert diagnosis to places where trained doctors are scarce. It turned out, using the same retinal scans, there were things which humans quite didn't know to look for, but our AI systems offered more insights. Your same eye scan turns out holds information with which we can predict the 5-year risk of you having an adverse cardiovascular event, heart attack or strokes. So to me, the interesting thing is that, more than what doctors could find in these eye scans, the machine learning systems offered newer insights. This could be the basis for a new non-invasive way to detect cardiovascular risk. And we just published the research, and we are going to be working to bring this to field trials with our partners. Another area where AI can help is to actually help doctors predict medical events. Turns out doctors have a lot of difficult decisions to make, and for them, getting advance notice, say 24 to 48 hours before a patient is likely to get very sick, has a tremendous difference in the outcome. And so we put our machine learning systems to work. We've been working with our partners using de-identified medical records. And it turns out if you go and analyze over 100,000 data points per patient, more than any single doctor could analyze, we can actually quantitatively predict the chance of readmission 24 to 48 hours before, earlier than traditional methods. It gives doctors more time to act. We are publishing our paper on this later today, and we are looking forward to partnering with hospitals and medical institutions.
So you see what is happening now. Globally, there is a lot of attention to ease the patient's comforts, to ease the doctor's comforts in right kind of decision-making process and the right kind of treatment, timely, by predicting what is going to happen after 48 hours to 72 hours with the patient, and then take the correct measures so that that uncalled for incidents doesn't happen. Coming to pharmaceutical manufacturing, development, quality, etc., you can see here on your screen, my friends, the applications of AI in every activity of pharmaceutical industry. Clinical trials, product management from marketing perspective, drug discovery, product development, manufacturing, quality assurance and quality control together. From all this activity, AI has a tremendous support boon to have a predictable quality of the pharma product as we go ahead. In drug discovery, as mentioned initially by Dr. Nasa, there are novel approaches of AI in this area from design perspective, from drug repurposing. Now, drug repurposing is a very good thought process which is existing years together in the past, and there are guidelines from regulatory agencies. And this drug repurposing, the use of AI has helped few companies in the United States to do drug repurposing of the existing products for minimum experiments and effective trials, which can be used, and it was used in COVID treatment in last 1 year. Drug screening to identify the right molecule, several activities are done. The prediction of physicochemical characteristics, bioactivity, toxicity of the prediction, which I'm going to tell you how one of the Indian companies also doing this, the prediction of the toxicity studies as well. So virtual screening of large number of compounds and to evaluate the structure of novel compounds is not a simple thing. It needs several man hours, several months to go through, and that is why currently the product development takes huge number of years, 10, 12 years minimum. And there lot of studies are to be done and lot of evaluation is required, which has eased now by artificial intelligence. And it is a very fast screening of the drug molecules. From the development of biomarkers, now let's see this example, what Sanofi is doing. They have tied up with British AI company called Exscientia to shorten the discovery time for new drugs, new molecules, to increase their chance of success. Why it is required? Because when you try to look for several products, new drugs, the chances of a most successful drug is very, very low. And if you know it much in advance, so you save a lot of time and the cost of development. So they have tied up with Exscientia, Sanofi has tied up with Exscientia for 15 drug candidates in oncological and immunological field. Exscientia gave one example to Sanofi that they can bring the candidate to clinical trials within 1 year, which is normally taking 5 years. You look at this, 80% of the time is saved, my friends, because of this newer concept of development for biomarkers. In clinical research, there are various types for advanced predictive analysis. From analysis perspective, everything depends on the data, which is coming out of the various experiments, various trials happening at various locations, various individuals, and various hospitals in connection with the doctors. Because now we are remotely monitoring and we have access to the data completely in real time because of AI applications. And this has increased the using medical records, electronic medical records, to reduce the data errors. And it is this efficiency is of great usefulness to the R&D team to interpret the data coming out automatically because of advanced predictive analysis. So in other words, in clinical research, AI has a tremendous benefit that it is improving the trial quality, no doubt about that, reducing the time, saving the time, recruiting the right patient very fast. Otherwise, it takes months to gather the right people, right volunteers for the clinical trial. This does it very, very fast because of the lot of information about every such individual who is going through the trial to assess their full information and have a correct interpretation, which are the right people for the clinical trial. And right decision, accurate decision quickly is taken because of AI. And the volume of the text and data and everything works out in seconds. If we have to go through the paper documents, it takes a hell of a time. And thus, we are able to save a lot of money as well as test speed for clinical trials. In formulation development, I am very proud, my friends, to give you some references here. Those are the Indian scientists who have this concept used there in publication. And I always appreciate our universities in India who are doing such a good job knowingly what is going to happen, they are trying to develop certain concept of the formulation development, and these various publications are already there. You can get it easily. The lower publication, they are using artificial neural network, is a part of artificial intelligence tool for quality by design concept implementation. Now, we were talking of quality by design. I have been doing a lot of work on this for last 8 years amongst the industry. Now, this artificial ANN tool is of a great help for formulation development of phenofibrate product as a solid dispersion, and this is done by the Gujarat University pharmacy department. You must go through this. What a nice work they have done. Another publication is on quality by design approach, application of AI technology for tablet manufactured by direct compression technology. This is also very good paper, and this will give you a very good information how such ANN technology is used from the design perspective, design space perspective for quality by design. And from there, you are able to get a lot of accurate information on critical process parameters and critical quality attributes because of study of multidimensional interactions of input variables. This is a key in implementation of quality by design, to know the interactions of input variables. So this artificial neural network helps here for a quick decisions to have a right study or interactions of input variable, to have a right design space of all these variables for monitoring the product. Similarly, the formulation ingredient products, their properties are studied by ANN and genetic programming, and the ramipril tablet are prepared by direct compression method. And this data is generated through the application of ANN in DOE design of experiments, and for optimization studies. So it is a great boon even for QBD implementation for a quick decision making. So this AI is also used in personalized medicine. What is this personalized medicines? If you see the guideline which is published by US FDA, it says personalized medicines can be different from different individuals, and which is depending on the patient similarities. That lot of data is collected by AI and ML technology of different patient studies, drug similarities, and the patient drug associations to have a right outcome for the personalized medicine to be generated. Same product could be different strength required for different individuals. So you can make these personalized medicines and use it for a more effective treatment, which is called enabling tailored and more effective treatments by personalized medicine using AI and ML. Let's see this 3D printing personalized medicine, what it is, how it works. A small video I will show you later. But if you see this 3D printing of the tablet is very beneficial when you have several drugs to be given in one unit to the patient. So there you see this one example, which is a publication of 3D printing multi-layered polypill containing 6 drugs using the stereolithographic method to give one polypill to the patient. And this AI and 3D printing is leading to new exciting applications for this purpose. This also is used for non-compatible active drugs, active pharmaceutical ingredient, which cannot be compatible with each other from stability perspective. So you can have layer in between both the drugs so that they don't come in contact, but still they are in the tablet. Let's see what it is as a technology.
It's a pill you can make with your printer. Yep. A 3D printer to be exact, and it just got approved by the FDA. Trace Gallagher live with more on that. How do they do that, Trace?
Gretchen, the new drug is called Spritam, and it controls seizures brought on by epilepsy, but it's not the drug that's really revolutionary here. It's the way they're making it, as you say. The company Aprecia Pharmaceuticals using a 3D printer, which is normally used to make things like plastic toys, models, robotic parts. 3D printers work by making things one layer at a time, and printing the drugs allows the layers to be packaged more tightly. So a pill that would normally hold maybe 200 milligrams can now be layered to hold 1,000 milligrams, and yet it dissolves in water as fast as normal pills. The reason this is important is because it allows companies to design drugs for specific patients. In other words, Gretchen Carlson needs an anti-seizure drug, but she needs it with this and with this. Well, that would normally be impossible because the drugs are all mass produced in a factory, but soon your local pharmacy could have a 3D printer to make whatever you want. 3D printers are already being used to make artificial limbs, and dentists use them to make replica jaws, teeth, and dental implants. Instead of using ink in the printer, they use plastic. And experts say they can design virtually anything. It wasn't long ago these 3D printers were hundreds of thousands of dollars, so they were only used to make robotic parts for companies like General Electric and government agencies like NASA. Well, now the price is coming way down, and the printers are affordable for all kinds of small companies. So maybe they print your medicine today.
It's a pill you can make.
So you have seen this video. What is this technology of 3D printing? And this is also in use worldwide in several places, in several applications in our life. One of them, of course, some of them he has mentioned, but one of them is also construction of the houses. And within 24 hours, one room can be made by 3D printing. So look at the development and why Industry 4.0 is now related to Pharma 4.0, GMP 4.0, Quality 4.0. In manufacturing AI, what is this? To identify quality control issues, testing issues, to predict the process bottlenecks, to proactively suggest the corrective actions. And we'll see some more on these, which is very, very important for us in complaint handling as well in the factories. No doubt it reduces, my friends, the manual oversight in manufacturing and allows tighter control on the quality and operation cost as well. So we identify the process anomalies in time, predict the quality issues in time so that they do not happen. Absolute proactive approach to identify the anomalies, to prioritize the compliances and improve the efficiency in our operations. So it's a key. AI is playing key in manufacturing as well. So it is a robotic process automation plus AI together. Automate complete batch release process as well. Why? Because, my friends, the documentation which are generated are comprehensive and the audit trail data is completely monitored. I will show you how one of the companies is handling this area subsequently. So from this predictive maintenance in the engineering or in various departments, AI is completely supporting to reduce the machine downtime because in advance it predicts the likely failure of the machine, how many days it will work properly in time to come, and when they should do proper checks and servicing of that machine in advance so that downtime is zero. You avoid production disruptions because of failure of machine. You avoid the expensive API during use, during processing. And that is why it is helping us to reduce the operating cost. So predictive maintenance of all the machines at the manufacturing site is only possible because of AI and its related activities. Let's see what Amgen is doing. Amgen Pharma, the US company, is using this whole technology of AI to identify the deviations in manufacturing activities every day. And it is used to enhance its ability to identify the problems in manufacturing deviations and preventing them to happen so that it should not recur in future. So knowing the deviation, likely deviation, and if it is happening, correct it immediately so that this will not happen again is a key benefit of AI while handling in manufacturing the deviations, which is a key thing and which again moves the production very fast, and it saves a lot of cost of the industry, as well as the products are available very much in time to the market, and there are minimum recalls from the market. Look at this, what Novartis is doing from that perspective. Novartis is also using it globally, the deviations handling in manufacturing. Because of these algorithms, the deviations, whatever data is already available in their library, is used by AI to read the data, to extract the data with the help of ML and the machine intelligence itself, some software, and adding to that, the human intelligence is helping to identify timely, to have a correct detection, timely detection. Automatically, these detections are opened in their system, investigation starts taking place, and they further extract the similar issues happening in the same site or other sites as well. And this data is completely collected and investigation is completed by the software automatically and faster, because any complaint handling is essential requirement that timely corrective measures are taken on those complaints. And that is where this deviation investigation complaint, then kappa is already suggested by the algorithm itself. Now there are two things while suggesting the corrective action and preventive actions by the algorithm, by the AI system, is one is they give 3-4 options. What are likely steps the company should take to remedial measures? Now, a new concept is coming in this kappa suggestion is to give the best suggestion for corrective measures. That is already now into the process. So you are getting the final suggestion from the automation itself. What step to be taken to correct the mistake, to correct the market issues. And that is a great benefit of such algorithm, because it's a dynamic with new data and constantly adapting the identify smarter kappas as well to handle the deviation, the non-compliances, quality issues, digital compliances, etc., etc. So from that perspective, Novartis is also using robotic process automation in this kind of studies. Lot of data which is there already getting generated in day to day, which was normally done by one or two or a group of individuals, is now being studied by complete robotic operations. It automatically searches the regulatory dossier submitted information by the company. It also automatically simultaneously searches the batch related attributes, quality attributes, CPPs, complete batch data, the certificate of analysis. Are there any change controls for that? Everything is checked by this robotic process automation. And the individuals who are involved there to handle this whole process are monitoring the activities and having a right conclusion interpretation to improve the productivity, consistency in manufacturing, and reassign the people working in those areas which are required to be used for particular activity. Now, this robotic process is another tremendous boon to the pharmaceutical industry, and which is getting implemented by Novartis globally. It started robotic operation in real sense with the help of AI started with the clean room operations. That is a sterile manufacturing area to ensure minimum human intervention, because maximum cause of failure or a product recalls from the market, it happens due to the particulate matter generated by human being working in those areas. So if you bring in the automation here and the minimum human intervention, even in actual manufacturing, the product quality is ensured and there is no danger to the patients while using those injections because of the particulate existing into the product, because of sterility issues. Everything is getting eliminated side by side and improving the consistency of the quality of the product. So it's an absolute control of all sources of contaminants. And it is one of the methods to use RABs. RABs is what? Restricted access barrier system in the isolator technology. And there are now isolators which are available without the hand glove system. Why? Because it is not handled by a human being, it is handled by robotic systems. So there are no hand gloves operations from that, completely closed isolator boxes. Last year in one of the conferences of ISPE, the FDA representative mentioned that reduction in the risk of the drugs product through use of automation and robotics is a priority to FDA, and they were referring obviously to the sterile manufacturing to minimize the sources of contaminants. Look at this. It's a picture on your screen. This robotic arm is ideal when the potent compounds need to be handled so that it doesn't harm the human who are handling the potent compounds. There is no side reaction to human being who are working on this product. So robotic arm take care of that, and they do not shed any particles like human, and they achieve ISO 5 standard, highly sterile area. Now this robotic arm, on one side is a scientific, just strong justification. But now you look at this interesting application in India. Some people used it. I was amazed to see this application of robotic arm. Look at this. The robotic arm is used for worship purpose. Is holding the plate in the hand and doing some puja. So to what extent our Indian brains are working, look at that. And these are different applications. One is scientific application, another is ease of work of application in some of the factories to do the puja. In tablet manufacturing, packaging, there are several robotic arms. Is there on your screen. In the warehouse, on packaging line, fully monitored. So error-free operations, absolute error-free. And even in the warehouse, you see this on your left-hand side on the lower portion of the slide in store management. In the different packs are kept. Now this also can be used in pharmacist medicine shop to issue the right. I remember few years ago I had visited Stada in Germany. There I saw complete robotic, the QR code system, barcoding system, conveyor belts, completely automated in a huge area of 4 lakh square feet, handled by only 3 persons, and 0 defect operation, 0 failure. So it was amazing for me to see how these robotics operations are working. And they are so successful for effective management of the warehouses. Same thing now on the top portion of the slide, it's tablet manufacturing to defect-free product, absolute defect-free. There are camera visions there, and these computer vision is automatically eliminating the defective tablet. It is seeing 360 degrees the product. 360 degrees it is seeing the product and eliminating such tablet out of the packing system. It doesn't allow it to pack and it is rejected. In quality assurance, let's see what is happening in quality assurance, how AI is helping current LIMS system, that is laboratory information management system and quality management system, to automate. Some people are already using it in part, some are using it fully, various time consuming and error prone manual inspection tasks, and especially audit trail, which I will discuss in the next slide. So there are AI enabled quality tools where we predict the quality, whether the batch is or particular critical process parameter is going to be compliance, or quality attributes going to be in compliant, or what is it is going to fail, to take corrective measure before the failure happens. So this is called proactive quality assurance function. It has a tremendous significance. Even internal auditing system also can be handled with the help of AI. Remember, my friends, to plan everything for auditing purpose at the site, to guide the internal audit team for which area they should audit, depending on the data extracted of different departments, compliance or non-compliance related issues. So it enables cost saving, productivity improvement, and standardization of the quality processes throughout the plant or the organization. So this overall AI is helping completely for a smart quality assurance, and quality control activities in all the departments, right from process to product, the compliance as a foundation, and the smart quality as a way of functioning at the site. So overall, the high risk issues are immediately escalated by the system. There are alarms automatically raised, and any newer complaints or out of trend problems are escalated and investigated immediately because of AI, and customer responses are immediately given, and these updates are automatically available. So there are no failures at all. Here is one example of complaint handling. Bottom portion is a normal system which is completely human handled, and the top portion is reducing the time to handle and give more appropriate, correct decision making with the help of AI. And this helps a lot depending on the available data in the different systems of the organization. So what it does is analyzes the data. It knows the complaint description very well based on the historical data, makes a recommendation on the severity of the issue, alerts the company. It gives several remedial measures as a proactive or a predictive decision-making process. And in future, as I mentioned earlier, it will give the most appropriate suggestion as a corrective measure. The same thing is happening in Novartis. They are doing it through this analysis and extraction of the data which is existing with them with the help of complete big data analytics platform to investigate, to analyze and implement it online with the help of complete AI system and big data system. So there are several benefits, as I mentioned to you, that achieve the objective reproducibility and traceability of the compliances. Quality consistency is assured. The product quality performance enhancing significantly, and obviously there are cost saving. In documentation and the manufacturing quality, today Dr. Reddy is already using it. Let's see some of the Indian companies who are implementing it. They are today using it to generate smart SOPs. Algorithms and machine learning are reading and identifying the intent correctly, reducing the chances of human error in writing and implementation while those SOPs are in line. And tomorrow what is proposed by them is they are going to have a complete digitalization across the value chain, increase the speed of the development in R&D department. They want to have a complete data for the golden batch. We know golden batch, right? To have a right process parameters for best quality and also for best quality yield. And what they propose also is to use the bots to support in manufacturing and those certain robotic systems which we talked. At Cipla, another company who is already started implementing it, artificial intelligence, is real-time monitoring and clinical trial activity with the help of the company called Wealthy Therapeutics. And they are the software generated for Cipla. This company is helping them and tying it up completely to have a digital transformation for their value chain now in finance, research and development, manufacturing, and supply chain itself. So everywhere this will be used now in future by Cipla. By Lupin, they have tied up with a California-based company, Gphi.ai, to help them for automating their all the initiatives in the organization with the help of AI/ML, document processing analytics, to provide intelligent and seamless operations. And this, they are going to get a digital solution to improve the accuracy of the process and with a higher speed. In Sun Pharma, they are way ahead they have established a company, they themselves established. It's a family company of Sun Pharma owner, Era Matrix, in 2011 to provide AI-based solution to the company. And this solution is reducing their staging assessment of the testis images of the rodents during the clinical from few days and several weeks to only maximum 15 minutes with the help of AI software. And this is where I was referring to earlier toxicity data. And this toxicity predictive models is predicting long-term toxicity, reducing 6 months cycle to less than a month, to reduce the normal animal sacrifice in animal testing. Look at the advancement. Reduce the need for normal sacrifice of the animals and provide boost to the human for animal research in line with the different principles which we call for animal testing is reduce, refine and replace the current testing. Overall in supply chain, it's a blockchain activity we have, which we are very much aware for logistic, tracking, packaging, processing and giving minimum room for human error to happen because of the blockchain activity. And it is ease of monitoring supply chain throughout till the pharmacist and till the patient. You can achieve complete monitoring because of blockchain in supply chain. Counterfeit drugs can be easily monitored. There is a company in US which identifies fake medicines easily by carrying one paper analytical device, and this is used as PAD, paper analytical device. Here is an example for that. They tried this initially with ceftriaxone antibiotics, poor quality, and they found out there are these fake drugs is there, or is it a substandard drug? So they can easily make out because of this one paper which is costing about $1 for testing. There are several multinational organizations who have tie-up with different artificial intelligence driven drug development companies worldwide. These are, you can see it on the screen, different companies and their AI partners. So overall, if you see the future of AI in pharma in coming year or next few years, will focus more on chronic and oncological diseases, improving candidate election, and the future is completely going to be AI enabled, AI, AR and VR, that is augmented reality and virtual reality, to have advantages in production controls and error diagnostics, production system safety and security, product designing the product. These also can be used, and the complex task of training, which I'm going to show you how it happens at the end. So this AR and VR are going to play a major role. And this is where I was talking about a month ago in one of the conferences on metaverse. And there I was referring to universe to metaverse. What is going to be tomorrow in the world, how the things will happen in our lifestyle as well as in pharma lifestyle. So metaverse and this Google array, Facebook has already redesigned their logo to Meta from Facebook. Look at this using VR, virtual reality. I saw this just few days ago, it was in paper that the marriage is going to happen because of COVID restrictions. The husband and wife are not able to come together, families are not able to come together. So they are planning to have a marriage on February 6th with the help of virtual reality, metaverse. Now, this This family appears to be from South. Dinesh as well as Janaga Nandini Ramaswamy, they are getting married, and their metaverse avatars together along with some relatives, and also they are going to have in metaverse the bride's late father also. And this is how the couple will look like in metaverse during marriage, and their father also in the VR, the metaverse form, will also attend the marriage function. So look at how it is being used by people now. It's changing our day-to-day lifestyle as well. So this is going to be a big change in our lifestyle. With this kind of proactive approach, and more potential errors are captured because of this augmented reality and virtual reality. In pharma manufacturing, augmented reality will be, as and when you move around, you will have this kind of eyesight, eye goggles or eye glasses, and which you can use as a headset and generate your own screen wherever you go to see the 3D picture. If you need any problem is there in machine or equipment or any function where you want to see SOP, everything you can see automatically on the screen, which is transparent screen, my friends, and you can communicate with the expert. For a digitized documentation, reducing the deviation, or to have a maximized quality. So a lot of things are beneficial from that perspective. GSK using this aseptic facility, this kind of robotic operations throughout with the help of augmented reality by using Microsoft HoloLens technology. What is that Microsoft HoloLens technology? Look at this. These are Microsoft glasses used in manufacturing, engineering, healthcare, education, everywhere. And you can see the screen, which is transparent screen. The individuals will see it. And this Microsoft HoloLens 2 is the latest version of that for precise and efficient checks for the hands-free operations. So AI, artificial intelligence, and the augmented reality, virtual reality are going to have a great boon to our industry to reduce the equipment downtime, to keep production schedules on time as well. So overall, it enables seeing production process virtually and without your presence there. So these emerging technologies, is it a paradigm shift in our pharma industry? Yes, it is a new era, and it is completely changing the paradigm shift it is going to have in our industry. So if you see the Pharma 4, Quality 4, Technology 4, with the help of all these AI, blockchain and other tools, with the help of robotics, are revolutionizing our pharma industry to large extent, and future to come, where we are talking of now quality by control, not quality control. We are saying quality by control. Control is not testing. Control here we are referring to monitoring. So from quality by testing, we are, with the help of quality by design and artificial intelligence, we are moving towards quality by monitoring, quality by control activity. This is tomorrow's laboratories. The picture has been displayed. This is a vision by McKinsey, and for complete digitalization with full automation, with the help of sensors, with the quality control lab inside the production, complete quality control lab inside the production for a full total control in manufacturing. And this is another example of that Pharma 4 compliances. Automatically whole data is extracted, and every critical process parameter and critical activity is monitored thoroughly by AI and all other tools. One example I want to show you on that is how these HoloLens or holograms are used by this video. It is very interesting for you to know, and then I will end my presentation.
Now, it's a pleasure to be here in Las Vegas to present to you. Now, I get invited to do keynotes across the globe. And while it's easy for me to be here in Las Vegas, it isn't always easy for me to travel across the world. And even when I do, I can't always speak the local language. Well, what if neither language nor distance mattered for me to deliver a fantastic keynote? What if technology could help me be anywhere I needed to be and speak any language I wanted? Well, it can. We are bringing together the power of mixed reality and Azure AI services to create a truly game-changing experience. What you're about to see is an exact hologram of me wearing the same outfit that we recently captured at a mixed reality studio. And I don't speak Japanese, but what if I wanted to deliver my keynote in Japanese? Using Azure AI technology, I can translate my English into Japanese and train it to sound exactly like me, the same voice tones, those same inflections. Now we brought this together, my hologram and Azure AI, to show you what's possible. So first, I'm gonna put on my HoloLens 2 here, and then we'll flip in the room to the special camera so you can see exactly what I'm seeing. Let's get started. First, let me introduce you to Mini-Me. There she is, my perfect holograph. And thanks to the power of HoloLens 2, she just floats right with me. I'm literally holding my hologram, so natural. Now she's a little small to do a keynote. So let's get her up so she can do full-size Japanese keynote. Render keynote. Hologram になることには本当に驚くべきことがあります。私たちは最新の複合現実キャプチャ技術を使用し、私のホログラムを作成しています。実在の人物をホログラムとして見たことがあるかもしれませんが、私が実際に日本語を話しているのが新しいのです。私は日本語を話しませんが、私の声とホログラムは完璧な日本語で話しています。これはニューラルテキスト読み上げと呼ばれる最新の人工知能技術、いわゆるニューラル TTS を使用しています。私たちは自分の声の録音を使用し、私のように聞こえる私自身の個人的な音声署名を作成します。日本語からフランス語、ポルトガル語まで話せます。今、この技術は私たちが働き、遊び、生活する方法に関して、世界中の国境や障壁を取り除くことができると想像してみてください。まさに SF が現実になるところです。As you can see, this is mind-blowing technology. And what you just saw was my life-size hologram, my exact replica, rendered here in real time, speaking Japanese with my unique voice signature. To do this, we use mixed reality technology to create my hologram and render it here live. Then we use Azure speech-to-text capability and English transcription to get my speech. Then use Azure Translate to get the speech into Japanese. And finally, applied neural text-to-speech technology so it sounded exactly like me, just speaking Japanese. And the most amazing part, all of these technologies exist today. Now, it's a...
So you see, now what is happening today? It is a 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and today Prime Minister is inaugurating his statue in holographic. Look at the changes happening. How it is getting implemented. What a great example it is. So what are the trends now? What is going to happen? E-pharmacy, precision medicine, clinical trials and R&D, everywhere this is going to be used. So thank you very much, my friend, for your patient listening, and bye for now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. It's a nice presentation.
Arunji, Dr. Jaywalan, can I speak?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, Ranjit ji, for your excellent presentation. Covering, automation, industry 4.0, continuous manufacturing, example of Google, how they are using artificial intelligence, then drug repurposing, particularly during COVID time. Many pharma companies like Novartis, Cipla, Dr. Reddy, GSK, how they are using this, artificial intelligence. You have nicely covered the role of artificial intelligence in research and development, in drug discovery, in manufacturing, in clinical trials, in counterfeiting medicines, and so on. It was an excellent presentation, sir. And I hope all the participants attending this webinar, they must have got a very important information how the artificial intelligence can be used in pharmaceutical industry. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Dr.
Thank you
Arun,
so
sir.
much, sir. I would like to summarize the session by saying that we received so much of comments that the seminar or the webinar is very informative, not only to the student, to the faculty members, but also to the pharmaceutical industry and lot of FDA persons who have joined today's webinar. So as Dr. Koteshwar Rao has said yesterday that there are no questions except the comments which are coming every time right now, that it is a very informative session and it's a complete session and eye-opener to all of us in artificial intelligence. What I can comment is that this should be included as a subject in Bachelor of Pharmacy and in M Pharmacy, wherever it is applicable. I think it is applicable in pharmaceutics, it is applicable in pharmacology, it is applicable in clinical research, drug discovery, even in chemistry analysis, because where we are doing computational chemistry and drug designing by using several software, toxicity studies by using several software, and 3D printing and making a tablet real-time technology, improving the processes, diagnosis. That's all from my end, and I really admire your session and would like to get it repeated for the faculty, for my university, for my students too. Thank you so much.
Done, sir.
Thank you, sir. Before handing over to Dr. Nishit for vote of thanks, I would like to bring to you note about the participant, today's participants. Really, this is the first time in India in such way that we have participants from United States of America. We have participants from Bangladesh, Mr. Milan Kumar Josh from Islamic University. We have participants from, I am reading only one or two, Miss Pranita from Sikkim, Miss Manjula from Goa, several students and faculty from Guntur Vignan College, and there are Miss Himanshu from Guwahati, Miss Netra Sharma from Assam, Mr. Gangadhar from Bangalore, Mr. Manish from Gurgaon, Miss Preeti Misra from Neon Laboratories, Miss Nandita from Kolhapur, Miss Vaishali from Warangal, Dr. Jaga Shetty sir, the renowned well-known person from Bangalore, and Mr. Satish from Karnataka Antibiotics, and officers from Drugs Control Department from Kerala, Karnataka, and drug controller of Goa, Miss Jyoti Sardeshai, and drug controller of Haryana, Mr. Taneja, and so many this, and we are feeling very proud of conducting such a special subject, and we are thankful to see Ranjit Barshikar sir. And some people are asking about your mail ID and phone number that I will share with them with your permission, sir.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. And I request all the participants, those who are not taken IPJ membership, please take membership and strengthen this organization for betterment of the interest of the profession and to conduct many such events in future. Thank you, sir. Thank you, one and all. And I request Dr. Nishit to post vote of thanks, please.
Just 1 minute, Dr. Koteshwar.
Yeah.
Ranjit sir.
Yes.
Only one of my concern is see particularly counterfeiting is a big challenge, and the entire world is looking after it to how to stop this counterfeiting of medicine. I think only you have shown one slide how this artificial intelligence can be used to help in detecting counterfeiting of drugs. But we will definitely like to have from your side next time some detailed presentation how to stop counterfeiting. This is a big challenge for the entire world. So definitely, yeah. Thank you very much.
Over to Dr. Nishi.
Thank you, sir. Respected IPGA National President, Dr. Atul Kumar Nasa, sir. Today's speaker and CEO of QBD International, Mr. Ranjit Barshikar, sir. IPGA National General Secretary, Dr. Arun Garg, sir. IPGA South Zone Coordinator, Kodeshwar Rao, sir. Program Coordinators, Dr. Jayabalan, sir. Dr. Rajashekharan, sir. And professionals from different sectors of pharmacy, researchers, and students. Good afternoon to one and all. It's my great honor and privilege to propose vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of those who worked really hard to make this event a grand success. First and foremost, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude and thanks to our National President, Atul Kumar Nasa, sir, who welcomed the gathering. As we all know, he is the strength of our association and a voice of professionalism. He is always with us to grace all occasions and supporting us with his powerful words and motivation.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your presence and sharing your ideas and welcoming the gathering on this virtual platform. Thank you so much, sir. On behalf of IPGA Central and IPGA South Zone, I express sincere thanks and special gratitude to our guest speaker, Mr. Ranjit Barshikar, sir, for presenting a wonderful, thought-provoking presentation. So you have truly made our day a remarkable one with your mind-blowing session. Your deep and intellectual way of imparting knowledge on Pharma.o, role of AI in healthcare system, drug discovery, application in pharma, development of biomarkers, clinical research, etc. have added to the glory of this event. Today, we have got a lot of information which will truly help us for knowledge addition. We have no words to offer gratitude for your valuable presence here. You have given deep insight to the topic and revealed some interesting facts like metaverse. Thank you so much, Ranjit sir, for sharing your experience and expertise with us today. We are immensely thankful to our National General Secretary, Dr. Arun Garg sir, for moderating the webinar. So you are the most experienced academician and, of course, a guiding star of our association. By sharing your ideas and what information you have moderated this session, you made this session very interesting. Your elegance of explanation and style of moderation is amazing, and thank you so much, sir, for moderating this session amidst of your busy schedule. An event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling weeks ago. It requires planning and bird's eye for detail. Yes, the webinar happened only with a clear vision of IPGA South Zone Coordinator, Mr. Kodeshwar Rao, sir. As you all know, he's a dynamic and very energetic born professional, always stands like a catalyst to stimulate all of us to do more for the profession and IPGA as well. He is really a pillar of strength for the growth of IPGA in South. Thank you so much, sir, for your initiation. I also would like to place my hearty thanks to the coordinators, Dr. G. Jaibaran, sir, Professor and Principal, Alvar College of Pharmacy, Rajasthan, and Dr. Rajashekaran, sir, Principal, St. Peter's College of Pharmacy, Warangal. They also offered technical support for smooth conduct of this webinar by controlling the Zoom platform, YouTube, and FB. Only with your experience handling and timely intervention, we could manage and complete the webinar in time successfully. Thank you so much, sir. The beauty and the success of all webinar is the attendance of participants. It's great to see that we have close 500 participants in this webinar. We have organized many webinars and attended many webinars, but the participation we have seen today is amazing. We are fortunate to have renowned personalities from different sectors of pharmacy like industry, academia, drug control department. And also we have witnessed many participation, young dynamic students, researchers from different colleges across the country. Thank you all for your participation and making this event a grand success. Finally, I would like to thank all of you present here for making the event to be with us today and helping us to make this event a grand success. Thank you, one and all. Have a great day ahead. Thank you. Now let's stand for national anthem.
1 minute. Thank you. Thank you very much. Before handing over to Dr. Jaibalan, sir, many people are asking for e-certificates. We have shared the Google link in the chat box. Please patiently open it, fill it without any mistakes. Automatically, every day 100 members, you will get certificates to your email ID. If you want to get after 5 days, please contact me at 81-212-96397. 81-212-96397. WhatsApp me, I am Koteshwar Rao, and we will get there. But you will get every day 100 certificates only. Please don't get disappointment. Everybody will get. And one more request to Dr. Jaibalan, sir. Sir, please open the web Zoom link up to 1:30. Let them post any messages and other things. Go to Dr. Jaibalan, sir, for national anthem. Request all to stand for a minute.
2 minutes.
Jaibalan, sir. Jaibalan, sir, are you there? Nishit, you check?
Yes, sir. I will share, sir.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय जय हे जय 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 हे
Sir, you can leave, sir, and anybody wants to message him, keep in the chat box, and it will be there. Link will be there for another 30 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Bye for now. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, Nashid, sir.
Sir.
Thank you. Actually, the sharing was somewhat problematic.
No issues, sir.
Shall we end the meeting, sir?
Yes, sir, sure.
Yeah, no, just let it be, sir, for some time.
Actually, it will be open in YouTube, sir. No problem.
Even though, just wait for 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going through a chat box.
Actually, the empty screen is live streamed, no? That's all.
You close your video, sir, and just video and audio, just be there. Another 15-20 minutes, we close.